Hello, everyone! Boom finally released the secret scenes for episode 72, and they are both goofy and mysterious at the same time. I'll go over every single detail in the secret scenes and about who the mysterious cameraman in the background is. On top of this, we got some exclusive info from Mr. Boom about episode 73, which I'll share at the end of the video, so watch until the end. Mr. Boom reached a crazy milestone of 40 million subscribers, but that's not the important topic because for the celebration, Boom posted a short GIF on his community page with almost all the characters in episode 72 present, with some additional characters. As you can see, we can clearly see the Titans, G-Man, and the special agents hanging out. But there are 3 characters here that we probably didn't expect to see. First, we see Plunger Cameraman and Dark Speaker Man in this GIF, both who are supposed to be dead. We can literally see the Plunger Cameraman looking sad next to Camera Woman, who is also looking sad, while almost everyone else is dancing. I wonder if this was intentional and has a deeper meaning because while this is happening, we see Dark Speaker Man dancing away. But that's not all because in the background, we see a cameraman on the mountain. I assume this is the same mysterious cameraman that we kept seeing in episode 72 in the background watching the battle, and he is most likely one of Secret Agents. We'll talk about him more. Secret Agent truly has been Miyu all this time, and that's why he rarely speaks. Anyway, now that we got all that out of the way and been mugged by Secret Agent, we can start analyzing the secret scenes. After the episode 72 ends and Titan Cameraman says, "For pleasure," we see him instantly leave the battleground, and we'll assume that the other Titans went with him also. We don't know who they are going after, but it's most likely G-Man Toilet and not the Astro Toilets. And with the last state the G-Man Toilet was in, he might have to plan something big very fast because the Titans are really mad. After the Titans leave, the scientist mech cameraman hears teleportation sounds, so he decides to look to his right and see 2 TV men, the scientist, and the large TV man looking at one of Claw Astro Toilet's arms that was cut, and they start speaking about it. According to the subtitles, scientist TV man says, "Take it to our lab,"
Get this bitch to the lab.
while pointing at the claw arm, and large TV man responds with, "It's bigger than Titan's sword."
This shit is longer than Titan's skull.
But you might ask, what sword does he mean? Titan TV Man's blade or something we haven't seen yet? Actually, it's neither. And if you know, you know, and if you don't know, oh boy, you are in for a ride when I reveal what he actually said. After this, he teleports the claw arm, while the scientist TV Man says, "Confidential." But you and I both know that after what happened in episode 72 part 2, this wasn't what they said. And oh god, I still cannot believe what the large TV man said. Even while writing this video, what the scientist TV man said at first was fine compared to what the large TV man said, because from what I heard, scientist TV man started by saying, "Take this to the lab," and our buddy large TV man replied with, "This is longer than Titans." Here you go, listen to it yourself. Oh hell no, bro. No way bro said that. I need Boom to confirm or deny if this is true because I really do hear it. And bro, how does he know how big it is? Did he see it? When did he see it? And why did he see it? I guess if Scientist Toilet got clapped for real, he really would have exploded. After this, thankfully, the Scientist TV Man says confidential, and they teleport away because TV Man really don't have a filter, and Boom making subtitles and the real voiceovers different is mad crazy. After they teleport, we can see Titan Cameraman's old arm on the ground. And who knows, maybe that was smaller than Titan's quote-unquote sword. Suddenly, Cameraman hears some noise from his left and starts walking towards it. And a couple of different things happen. First of all, Bro can walk on fire and his cloths don't burn, and only his camera gets affected a little bit. But if you look carefully at the top of the mountain, we can actually see a cameraman with a flashlight on watching us. Now I'll show you 6 leaks in total, so it's up to you to guess whether they are fake or real. Here's the first leak I have in store for you guys. So what do you think about it? In my opinion, it looks really plausible as if it's literally an actual frame from Boom's next episode, and the only thing that confuses my in here is the size of Titan Cameraman's body because it looks much smaller than it is in reality of the series. But on the other hand, let's remember the troll leak with Astro Toilet grabbing G-Man's head that Boom posted in his Instagram account, because lots of people were also confused by the body size of this Astro Toilet, as it was just not right, and didn't escape the eyes of all SKIBIDI fans. It was actually posted on Boom's official media. But why did it look so weird then? So that's what the majority of people asked about, so in reality and turned out that the leak with Astro and G-Man was indeed an actual frame from the episode. But of course, Boom still tricked some of you are all into thinking that G-Man is going to get finished. And of course, in the episode, something completely the opposite happened. And I believe that Boom also intends to trick us once again with another leak posted in his Instagram. Let's say, so what are your guys' opinion on the fourth picture? It looks similar to the second leak as it also features just one Titan, and all our focus is concentrated on his figure standing in the center of the screen. But aside from that, there's not actually much we can say about this leak. It's not particularly clear what's going to happen in this frame next, and what this image even relates to. So what do you guys think of that? I mean, sure, Boom posted some empty and mysterious leaks too a few times, but they always contain some sort of hidden message or detail. For example, the signs on both Astro and G-Man's leaks we analyzed before the second part of episode 72 was released, so maybe this leak contains some well-hidden secret. This is not the first time this has happened in episode 72, because in episode 72, part 1, we actually saw a cameraman watching from far away when the cameraman was about to kill the police mutant toilet, and G-Man toilet rammed in. These two cameramen are most likely the same, and he 99% teleported there to watch the battle from far away. And we all know that he is a mint cameraman. That's one of Secret Agent's cameramen. But something is weird, and I do think it was intentional. If you watch it from the start of when the cameraman was right before he got into the fire, you can see that the more he goes into the fire, the more visible the mint cameraman becomes, and the second he leaves, it becomes invisible. The camera glitch didn't happen because of the mint cameraman because there were no errors on the right top. It happened because of the fire. And I think different light conditions and the camera being glitched because of the heat made it so that the scientist cameraman saw the mint cameraman, and it was recorded and transmitted. It is very likely that the detective cameraman in episode 70's secret scenes saw this footage and is already trying to solve the mystery. Because if we look back at episode 70 part 1's ending, we saw the mint cameraman invisible in the elevator only when the lights were out and the flashlights were on. Maybe being invisible doesn't make them invisible all the time and only insert certain lighting conditions. Who knows? I may also be yapping, but I do think that it's plausible, and I'm pretty sure about the heat theory. After this, the cameraman continues on his way just to see the upgraded Strider camera struggling with all the damage he took and give a thumbs up. Hopefully, medic cameraman arrived at the scene to fix him. Now we got to talk about the exclusive info about episode 73. After asking Boom about the quote-unquote large sword, he gave me some confidential info which I cannot share. But alongside this, he also gave me some exclusive info about episode 73. And he said it'll be 2 parts once again, but it'll most likely come out faster than episode 72. Let me say a few things about the release of the upcoming episode. We won't have to wait for such a long time as we did with the first part of episode 72, for example. And although episode 73 will be divided into 2 parts and filled with more epic content, as Boom personally has said, it's still expected to be released much more quickly. If you ask my opinion on this, I would suspect that the episode may come out in the span of 2 or 3 days, as we haven't seen lots of leaks yet. Usually, Boom always posts some leaks in his official SKIBIDI store first before releasing the episode. So we still have some more time to speculate on what's about to come and wait for the new creative leaks. Also, Boom has hinted that both episodes 73 and 74 will contain some mind-blowing content consistent with his previous comments about them being among his favorites in the series. So I really think we'll see something even more surprising from him very soon. Okay, and now let's go to the actual leak. Right before I start analyzing it, I'll say that this is one of the most minimalistic leaks we've received from Boom in recent times, but there is probably a reason for it, and which one exactly I'll tell you a little bit later. So, watch this video to the end not to miss it, and also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, back to the topic of the video. So basically what this leak contains is our favorite Jimmy with his shield put into activated mode and with his main laser all charged and ready. But despite his very combative appearance, he doesn't look like he has his fighting spirit at all. His face is really pitiful. And Jimmy, in general, looks like he's about to cry or something. His brows are held high, as if he's also really surprised by something that he just saw in front of him. Or like he's really confused or flabbergasted. And it's probably how it happened because in the description to this leak, Boom has written shooked. And besides that, there's not really a lot of other details in this picture, aside maybe from this whirl of black smoke in the center of the screen. And I believe this smoke is from some missile that Gmon successfully deflected with the activation of his shield, probably at the very last moment. Okay, and now let's get to the most interesting part and discuss what could have possibly shook Jimmy to his very core so much, and what's going to happen in the next episode due to the information we got from this leak. But the first thing I'd like to touch upon regarding this leak is the question, is it really true, or is Boom actually planning to trick us once again? Let's remember this troll leak that he also posted on his Instagram before the release of the second part of episode 72. Doesn't it look a tad similar to you guys? And if you don't really remember, at the time this leak was released, we speculated on whether it's actually true and was this leak actually hinting at the soon defeat and destruction of G-Man by the hand of Astro Toilet? Or maybe it was all a cunning play by Boom. And I bet at that time that it was all just a trick to fool us into thinking that Gamon is about to Lucy. But when the actual episode came out, something completely different happened on our screens. So, I really think that something similar to this situation may happen with today's leak as well. Plus, both of them were posted on Boom's Instagram before other leaks from Discord or SKIBIDI store, so it's entirely possible that this leak is fake or cryptic as well. So, here's the first option. This leak is fake, because Boom wants to pull the same trick he did with the leak to the previous episode, where he almost convinced the audience that Jimmy is going to get destroyed. But in the end, it turned out that Gimon predicted it all and was ready to strike back. So, it's really possible that Jimmy is either going to get into some kind of rage mode right after this moment of hesitation from the leak, or that he's just acting out being scared in general and actually has a plan to trick the opponents in front of him. Maybe he's being surrounded by Titans at this exact moment, and we see a frame just before the time he's about to escape or pull something crazy off in order to kick their asses. Plus, don't forget about Titan cameraman with the Astro hand attached to his arm spot, and how G-Man has some special juice that may affect this hand if it'll actually go near Jimmy's infected lasers and his controlling eyesight. Here's the second option, though. What if Jimmy found out something really terrible, and he's genuinely upset? And what if it's possible for him to get really mad right after this? Some of my subscribers suggested that maybe Gimon might have found out about the brutal destruction of SKIBIDI Scientist. And I have a few words to say about that. There is still a possibility that Gimon knew that SKIBIDI Scientist could have lost even before his battle with Plunger Man, the Dark Speaker Man, and Titans had started. Do you remember how Gimon got more busy on the battlefield in episode 71, which happened in parallel with the events of the third part of episode 70, and then flew away? Lots of people suggested that Gimon knew of SKIBIDI Scientists getting cooked in the bunker and simply left him alone for the reason unknown. But there is another possibility, though. What if Gimon was simply on the mission to escort the precious container to safety, whereas Boom himself told us the remnants of the last secret project of SKIBIDI Scientist could be found, and he could have expected SKIBIDI Scientist to deal well with the enemies on his own, or at least flee away successfully in case he could have gotten way too crowded. Because after all, SKIBIDI Scientist's puppet had TV Men's ability to teleport, which was cut off by the big TV man, though unfortunately for the genius freak. So yeah, I agree that it can be still possible that Jimmy might have found out some terrible truth in this leak. And that's why his face is so pitiful and almost scared. And there is the third option as well, which honestly I like the most. This leak imitates the previous troll leak in order to make us think that Jimmy will be fine this time as well, and he will actually find out another way to save his metal booty and fool all his opponents around. But in reality, it may turn out that Jimmy's luck could have worn out in the previous episode. And this time, he may really turn in the grand danger. Plus, when I saw this leak, I remembered something else from a really long time ago. Take a look at this shot on your screen, guys, and tell me it doesn't look familiar to you. Yeah, that's right. This is the leak that Boom posted in his official SKIBIDI store before the release of the third part of episode 67. In this leak, we see the face of SKIBIDI Scientist's puppet, which also shows fear and confusion. And I bet you remember damn well what happened to this guy in the actual episode. The only thing that kind of saved him is the fact that it was only his giant puppet that was destroyed, while the original Scab Scientist managed to flee to the bunker and buy himself some more time to live. But mind that this leak was posted in the SKIBIDI store, so it couldn't be a troll one by any means, contrary to this one that was posted in Boom's Instagram account. So, yeah, many options are actually possible in this case. So write in the comments below what theory you consider to be the most believable or interesting. I'll be looking forward to the release of the next episode to see which ones of my predictions will come true. And I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, then hit the like and subscribe buttons below. And be sure to write a comment because I always appreciate the feedback that you're giving me. And I love reading your own thoughts and theories on my video's topics. And that was me. See you.